Ako po si Governor Amy Marcos ng probinsya ng Ilocos Norte para sa Eagle Broadcasting po. Happy 50th anniversary. Happy birthday po sa inyong lahat.
Ang pambansang almusal, pambansang almusal, ang pambansang almusal, pambansang almusal.
Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 5 ng umaga, dito lang sa Net25.
Eagle Broadcasting Corporation not only provides news and entertainment, but also fulfills its social responsibility through clean-up drives, blood donations, medical mission, and livelihood seminar. Eagle Broadcasting Corporation into its 50th year.
I touched it. I touched the ball before it went out, Coach. Come on, Alex. The ref did not call that. You gotta be kidding me, Alex. It's the championship game. Talk to him, Coach. I touched it. It's their ball.
Don't foul them when they inbound. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go on, Alex. Sorry, Coach. Alex. Alex. Good call.
Sportsmanship. Pass it on.
Right. I touched the man.
Hi, it's me, Janelle Salvador, and I would like to greet Eagle Broadcasting Corporation a happy 50th anniversary. More power!
I'm here right now at Spanish Banks, one of Vancouver's popular beaches, where you get a great view of the Vancouver skyline and the North Shore Mountains. Make sure you tune into Digital Nest every Tuesday and Thursday. I am Luquino, your EBC Canada correspondent, and I'm 1 with 25.
Hello Digital Nesters, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to watch our future features.
We live in interesting times. For the headlines. Israeli Ambassador to the Philippines, His Excellency F.E. Ben Matitiao, visited the Iglesia ni Cristo Central Office, and he made a courtesy call to INC Executive Minister Brother Eduardo V. Manalo for the second time, 2 months before the end of his tour of duty in the Philippines. President Donald Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un concluded a historic nuclear summit by signing a document in which President Trump pledged security guarantees to the North, and Kim reiterated his commitment to complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. The worldwide walk to fight poverty didn't stop at the finish line. Now the beneficiaries of that walk will soon start receiving the benefits through the worldwide aid to fight poverty and another global project of the Church of Christ from the year 2012 to 2018. The Church of Christ now holds 24 Guinness World Records. I'm Mama Angeles, wherever you're watching from around the world. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And now to the news. Israeli Ambassador to the Philippines, His Excellency Effie Ben Matitiao, visited the Iglesia ni Cristo Central Office on Monday, June 11. He made a courtesy call to Iglesia ni Cristo Executive Minister Brother Eduardo V. Manalo for the second time, 2 months before the end of his tour of duty in the Philippines. Ambassador Matitiao, who first served as ambassador to the Philippines in August of 2014, said he will be leaving the country with fond memories of Philippine warmth and hospitality, as well as the special great friendship between Israel and the Iglesia ni Cristo.
We had a very friendly and very amicable discussion with Brother Manalo and myself. I met Brother Manalo before, and we highlighted the commonality, the friendship which we share together. Brother Manalo was in Israel a few years ago, and it was his second trip. Now I hope that he's planning the third trip. I think it's going to be a great bridge of friendship. I mean, the INC is going to create with Israel on a constant flow of your academics, your leaders, your spiritual leaders going and coming. And I was talking about Israel being a hub for more than just as a spiritual center. And we agree that this is indeed one of the challenges, and something that we discuss here with the university leadership, but also with him. And we talked about the world.
The Israeli ambassador was also warmly greeted by a crowd of INC Central Office ministers and other volunteer workers who excitedly waved small flags of Israel and the Iglesia ni Cristo when he arrived before 9 a.m. for his courtesy call to the INC executive minister. The first time that the ambassador visited the INC Central Office was back in September of 2016. INC Protocol Officer Brother Joel San Pedro said Ambassador Matitiao's second visit just before his tour of duty ended reaffirmed his friendly relations with the INC executive minister, as well as the good relations between Israel and the Church of Christ.
The reason for His Excellency Ambassador Matitiao's visit now in June is because he's also very well aware of the very busy schedule of the Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo Manalo, this being the 50th anniversary of the Church's missions around the world, especially with the missions that began in the West in July of 1968. The Ambassador of Israel, His Excellency Ambassador Matitiao, has noticed the works of the Iglesia ni Cristo under the leadership of Brother Eduardo Manalo. In its struggle against poverty, the Church has expanded its programs and its eco farms that not only provide food, you can never run out of the need for food, but also the helping in expanding the job opportunities for our fellow men in different parts of the world, being that the eco farms are not only all over different parts of the Philippines, but expanding to different parts of the world, especially in Africa. And at the same time, we can see also the convergence of agriculture and education and technology, areas of interest that the ambassador feels passionately about, that he also sees reflected in the leadership of the executive minister in caring not only for members of the Iglesia ni Cristo, overseas Filipino workers, but all people in the projects that are being aimed to fight against poverty and for the development of many communities around the world to help our fellow human beings.
Meanwhile, Ambassador Matitiao commended INC's efforts to develop eco-farming communities not only in the Philippines, but also in other countries. He said that these are also contributing to the efforts in poverty alleviation in the world.
I can only say that agriculture is something that is going to be with us forever, because people cannot eat pixels and cannot eat .coms. They can only, nothing digital can be edible at this stage. So we need to make sure that farming and the farming community is not going to be associated with poverty, but rather turning into a most viable and a strong community that adds to the economy, adds to society, and is an inseparable part of growth. So today, unfortunately, in the developing world, much of the farming is associated with poverty. We have to change this formula, and it's within our capacity, it is in our hands, and we can do that.
The Iglesia Ni Cristo has at least 29 eco-farming communities in the Philippines and in Africa. And more sites are being eyed for development as the church is committed to its efforts to fight poverty. Last May 6, it conducted a worldwide walk to fight poverty, which was participated in by more than 300 sites across 18 time zones. The Israeli ambassador said that he considered these efforts of the INC to set up eco-farming communities as commendable. The ambassador also expressed admiration with the Iglesia Ni Cristo under the leadership of Brother Eduardo for extending the church's care to Filipinos all over the world, including those in Israel, through various outreach projects. The INC had been conducting various social, civic, and outreach activities in various parts of the world, including in Israel.
Look, you are a very significant member of this community, of this society. We appreciate that, and we see you, I mean, in your relation with the Holy Land as a natural friendship, as a bridge of friendship. So it goes without saying that we had this open doors to one another, and goes without saying that with very friendly people, both sides found themselves, I mean, in a very amicable environment. So yes, I mean, INC is indeed one of our pillars of friendship in the Philippines.
Not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury. Kim Jong-un he really has been very open and I think very honorable from everything we're seeing now. And I think it'll be a process. It's not, I never said it goes in one meeting.
President Donald Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un concluded the historic nuclear summit by signing a document in which President Trump pledged security guarantees to the North. And the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un reiterated his commitment to complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. President Trump and Kim Jong-un hailed their historic summit as a breakthrough in relations between Cold War foes. Let's take a listen.
So we're signing a very important document, a pretty comprehensive document, and we've had a really great term together, a great relationship. I'll be giving a news conference at 2:30, which is in a little bit less than 2 hours, and we'll discuss this at great length. In the meantime, I believe that they'll be handing it out on behalf of Chairman Kim and myself. And we're both very honored to sign the document. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Pyongyang's leader Kim Jong-un said after his summit with President Trump that North Korea and the U.S. have decided to leave the past behind. And President Trump said he's formed a special bond with North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un, during which the two former foes pledged to meet again. Let's listen in.
We had a historic meeting and decided to leave the past behind, and we are about to sign a historic document.
세상은 아마 중대한 변화를 보게 될 것입니다.
The world will see a major change.
오늘과 같은 이런 자리를 위해서 노력해 주신 트럼프 대통령께 사의를 표합니다.
I would like to express my gratitude to President Trump to make this meeting happen.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. everybody. We'll see you a little bit later. And we're very proud of what took place today. I think our whole relationship with North Korea and the Korean Peninsula is it's going to be a very much different situation than it has in the past. We both want to do something. We both are going to do something. And we have developed a very special bond. So people are going to be very impressed. People are going to be very happy. And we're going to take care of a very big and very dangerous problem for the world. And I want to thank Chairman Kim. Spent a lot of time together today, very intensive time. And I would actually say that it worked out for both of us far better than anybody could have expected. I think far better. I watched the various news reports. I would say far better than anybody even predicted. And this is going to lead to more and more and more. And it's an honor to be with you. Very great honor. Thank you. Thank you to all of your representatives very much. Thank you very much, everybody. President Williams, Vice Chairman Kim to the White House. Absolutely. Kim, would you like to talk about?
Now, the extraordinary summit, unthinkable only months ago, comes after the two nuclear-armed foes appeared on the verge of conflict late last year as they slung personal insults and Kim conducted nuclear and missile tests. But some analysts have warned the summit could produce more style than substance. And Kelly McSalmon, a former top Pentagon Asia specialist, said, and I quote, "We'll see if Kim actually gives him anything more than superficial pleasantries and some good TV." Some critics said the mere fact of the meeting meant Trump was legitimizing Kim, who critics say runs a police state where human rights are routinely trampled. It's a huge win for Kim Jong-un, who now, if nothing else, has the prestige and propaganda coup of meeting one-on-one with the president while armed with a nuclear deterrent. This is according to Michael Kovrig, Crisis Group Senior Advisor for Northeast Asia. Now, President Trump responded to such commentary on Twitter, saying, "The fact that I am having a meeting is a major loss for the U.S. Say the haters, losers." But he added, "Our hostages are back home and testing, research, and launches have stopped. And these pundits who have called me wrong from the beginning have nothing else they can say." He concluded, "We will be fine." Meanwhile, South Koreans in Seoul are watched the historic handshake between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un. The U.S. president said his one-on-one meeting with the North Korean leader, which lasted about 40 minutes, was very good and predicted tremendous success. The comments came after the two leaders shared a 12-second handshake as they met for the first time in front of a dozen American and North Korean flags.
한국이랑 한 시대에 이렇게 같이 만날 수 있다는 게 되게 역사적이라고 생각을 했습니다. 두 정상이 함께 악수하는 모습을 보면서 아, 이런 일이 있을 수 있구나, 역사의 한순간에 살고 있구나라는 생각을 했습니다.
둘이 일단 같이 있는 게 좀 상상이 좀 안 됐었는데 같이 있는 걸 보니까 새롭기도 하고 김정은의 태도 변화가 제일 인상적이었던 것 같아요. 그러니까 되게 호의적으로 얘기를 하고 뭔가 북한에 대한 안 좋은 인식도 조금 사라진 것 같고 좋은 신호라고 생각을 해요.
Meanwhile, in Seoul, South Korean President Moon Jae-in watched live on television, telling his ministers he could hardly sleep last night. Now, President Trump held a press conference and began his press conference by saying that North Korea has the potential to be a great place. He said he and Kim have spent intensive hours together, and he thanked Singapore for hosting the summit and paid tribute to the leaders of South Korea, China, and Japan. Let's listen in.
My meeting with Chairman Kim was honest, direct, and productive. We got to know each other well in a very confined period of time. Got it done. Chairman Kim has told me that North Korea is already destroying.
Now, asked about the lack of a commitment to verifying denuclearization, Trump said it will be achieved by having a lot of people there. He added it will be verified, claiming that this will be done by both Koreans and international observers. President Trump also appeared to commit to stopping U.S.-Korea military exercises.
I want to get our soldiers out. I want to bring our soldiers back home. We have right now 32,000 soldiers in South Korea. And I'd like to be able to bring them back home, but that's not part of the equation right now. At some point, I hope it will be, but not right now. We will be stopping the war games, which will save us a tremendous amount of money, unless and until we see that the future negotiation is not going along like it should. But we'll be saving a tremendous amount of money. Plus, I think it's very provocative.
Did you discuss with Chairman Kim methods to verify, either with the United States or international organizations, that very process? And do you have a timetable
Yes,
in
we
mind?
did. And we'll be
Can you convey
verifying.
that to us?
Yeah, we'll be verifying. It'll be verified.
How is that going to be achieved, Mr. President?
Well, it's going to be achieved by having a lot of people there. And as we develop a certain trust, and we think we have done that, Secretary Pompeo has been really doing a fantastic job, his staff, everybody. As we do that, we're going to have a lot of people there, and we're going to be working with them on a lot of other things. But this is complete denuclearization of North Korea, and it will be verified.
Will those people be Americans or international?
Combinations of both.
Washington and Seoul are security allies with around 30,000 U.S. troops stationed in the south to defend it from its neighbor, which invaded in 1950. They hold joint military exercises every year that infuriate Pyongyang, which has long demanded an end to the drills and often responds with actions of its own, ratcheting up tensions. The move, if fulfilled, would appear to be effectively an implementation of the, quote, freeze for freeze proposal promoted by China, under which the North would stop nuclear and missile tests in exchange for a halt to the exercises. Kim has previously declared a moratorium on testing, saying that the development of his nuclear arsenal is complete. President Trump also said he wanted to withdraw the U.S. troops stationed in the south, as you heard earlier, something he promised on the campaign trail. President Trump's declarations are likely to alarm conservatives in South Korea who have appealed to him not to put their country's security at risk. Meanwhile, the European Union praised the summit between U.S. President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un as a crucial and necessary step, saying it indicated, quote, complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula could be achieved. This summit was a crucial and necessary step to build upon the positive developments achieved in inter-Korean relations and on the peninsula so far. This is according to the EU's diplomatic chief, Federica Mogherini, in a statement. Meanwhile, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe welcomed the document signed by North Korea's leader at an unprecedented summit with U.S. President Trump as a first step towards denuclearization. Take a look.
思います。今回の米朝首脳会談において、朝鮮半島の完全な非核化に向けた金正恩委員長の意思を改めて文書の形で確認した。このことを北朝鮮をめぐる諸懸案の包括的な解決に向けた一歩と支持いたします。そしております。今後も拉致、核、ミサイルといった北朝鮮をめぐる諸懸案について解決を目指して日米韓でまた中国、ロシア、国際社会としっかりと連携しながら全力を尽くしていきたいとこう考えております。もちろんことであります。米国の大統領が金正恩委員長に対して明確に言及したということは初めてのことであり、今後ですね、日本としてしっかりとこの問題について全力を尽くしていく、そして日本と北朝鮮との間で解決をしなければならない問題であろうと。
Meanwhile, the head of the UN's nuclear watchdog welcomed the statement issued by U.S. President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at the end of the summit in Singapore. I welcome today's joint statement of President Trump of the U.S. and Chairman Kim of the DPRK at the Singapore summit, which includes the DPRK's commitment towards complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. This is according to Yukiya Amano, Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency. The IAEA stands ready to undertake any verification activities in the DPRK that it may be requested to conduct by the countries concerned, the statement adds. Now, last week, Amano said the IAEA would be ready to restart inspection work in North Korea at short notice within weeks, not months, if a political agreement were reached, adding that the agency would be able to mobilize many staff if needed. In 2009, Pyongyang expelled IAEA inspectors from its Yongbyon nuclear site and has since refused to allow IAEA inspections on its territory.
We are closely following the development related to the nuclear program of the North Korea. We will be ready to act promptly and play an essential role in verifying North Korea's nuclear program if a political agreement is reached among countries concerned.
And here's a look back. President Trump and Kim Jong-un arrived for a working lunch during their historic Singapore summit, where President Trump appeared to surprise his North Korean counterpart by asking to make them look nice and handsome and thin. Take a look.
Very nice. Getting a good picture of everybody, so we look nice and handsome and thin.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
잘생기게 아름답게 찍어달라고. 훌륭한 본질을 가지고 있고 아주 전혀 의심 없이.
Thank you very much.
Eagle News International will be right back.
Health is our most important asset, and it should always be a constant effort to seek ways to take care of it. That includes professional medical help from the best available. The Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated is known as one of the most specialized centers in medical services, backed by several experienced physicians in Chinese medicine. At an accuracy rate of 98%, countless patients who visited Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated have already been treated and cured.
Marami po ospital na napuntahan, pero wala rin nangyayari. Somebody introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated. After 2 treatments, gumanda ang pakiramdam ko.
My friends introduced me Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, and luckily, I got cured. So I sincerely want to thank the doctors of Manila-Beijing Medical Associated.
For the past 30 years, ang dami ko nang na-take na mga gamot. Nothing happened to me. So until one my friend introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, you know what? All my illness was cured.
For any health problems or incurable diseases, you can visit Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated, located at 843B Sabino Padilla Street, Binondo, Manila.
The machine is back at it. Guns N' Roses, not in this lifetime tour. Welcome to the rock spectacle of 2018 comes to the Philippines. November 11th, 2018 at Philippine Arena, Bulacan. Quick sale for Fan Club members on June 8th, 10 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Public on sale June 9, 10 a.m. Don't miss Guns N' Roses. Brought to you by MMI Live and Prestige Worldwide.
Welcome to the garden.
A world that brings you back to that natural, carefree feeling of joy and happiness. A place where art becomes your song to strengthen bonds. Creating your moments, kindling your passion. Worth reliving over and over. A world that recaptures the value of life. Breathe. This is your world, your life, your garden.
Deputy Asia Director of Human Rights Watch, Philippine Robertson, gave his take on the U.S.-North Korean summit in Singapore. And he warned that if human rights isn't on the agenda, the North Korean people are the ones who will suffer.
And this is certainly something that the North Koreans will use extensively to show that they finally arrived and to assert that, in fact, they are recognized as an important part of the international community. Our take on it is that they're not. They are still a pariah regime. They can't, sort of cherry pick which things they want to do and which things they don't. They're either in or they're out. And if they want to be in, it's not going to be an American flag with a North Korean flag that's going to save them there. It's going to be actually the willingness to have dialogues and deal with issues of human rights and accountability going forward.
Now, asked on whether the U.S. will get played by the North Koreans, this is what he said.
That if they're not careful, they will be played. This issue of the nuclear weapons and the missiles have essentially opened the door for North Korea to come in and have this summit and talk with the Americans. The question is, what else is going to be on the agenda? This is why there needs to be an inclusive agenda that includes human rights. Or I think that unless that agreement includes issues of human rights, the North Korean people are the ones who are really losing here.
In other news now, the Cavite police arrested a 20-year-old man for interrupting President Duterte's speech during the commemoration of the 120th Independence Day celebration at the Aguinaldo Shrine in Cavite. In a report sent and reports, the Kawit Municipal Police Station identified the suspect as Francis D. Cowichi from Santa Rosa, Laguna. Now, elements of the Cavite Police Mobile Force Company arrested Cowichi for causing disturbance during the speech of the president by repeatedly shouting, "Huwad na kalayaan," or fake freedom. But when President Duterte began his speech for the country's 120th Independence Day, this demonstrator started chanting Hunyo 12, Huwad na kalayaan, or fake freedom. Now, the president remained calm, acknowledged the protesters' right to free speech. Let's listen in.
I will understand. Patawad na po. I would have wanted to make it earlier with you. Ayan mo lang, it's freedom of speech. You can have it. I will understand. Di ba, Le? Di, manonood ako kasi hindi naman lahat our Constitution guarantees freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, and free expression. So I would just advise the law enforcement to just deal with them peacefully and the maximum tolerance. Freedom of speech, you can have it.
Meanwhile, the president urged Filipinos to get inspiration on the sacrifices of our country's heroes to defend democratic ideals as their own act of patriotism on Independence Day as he continued his speech. Now, included in his speech also, he pointed out that social ills such as corruption, illegal drugs, and criminality that impede the nation's progress can only be battled collectively.
Sinabi ko, hintuin ninyo ang droga because drug will destroy this nation. Ang prangka-prangka na pagsa in front of the everybody, the world is looking at us today. You know, drugs, it has become a very serious problem even for other countries. Drugs will destroy my country. Do not do it because I will destroy you. Literally. And if you have to be, you know, kung gusto niyo talagang marinig, huwag mong sirain ang bayan ko kasi papatayin talaga kita.
Meanwhile, Filipinos in San Jose, California celebrated the 120th Philippine Independence Day there. The details from Don Orozco.
This is East Ridge Mall, and for the past 10 years, the Bayanihan Phil-Am Foundation has celebrated the Independence Day right here at this very same mall here in San Jose, California. And today we are fortunate to be invited to observe and check out the events that will be happening for this day. And we are expecting several musical and dance number to be performed by our Phil-Am kids. So let's join me in observing and watching the Phil-Am celebration here in San Jose, California of the Independence Day.
The BFF, or the Bayanihan Phil-Am Foundation, has never missed to celebrate the Philippine Independence Day here in San Jose. And for the past several years, they have chosen East Ridge Mall to do the celebration and provide entertainment by way of dancers, as well as singers from all over the Santa Clara County. Many of our kababayans have enjoyed the festivities, including the raffle prizes that was provided by the organizer. Other than the song and dance number that was provided, as well as some of the things that was provided, entertainment through some folk dancing, and as well as a modern and early 80s music provided by a band, by a Filipino band. One of the things that they actually provide are the services that is needed by our kababayans. So they have provided booth for urgent care. They provided booth for the Social Security Administration, the San Jose Library, as well as some of the offices of the City Council members and Santa Clara County officials. And again, it has made a lot of our Filipino friends and participants enjoy the day where we celebrate Philippine Independence Day. What was very entertaining was to see the youth, the Phil-Am youth, participating in this event, doing cultural dances with a cultural song that will really touch the hearts, especially those who are in the senior age. And the entertainment they provide has always provided them and reminisced what it is to be a Filipino. And we will have the opportunity to talk to some of the organizers of this event.
Ang East Ridge Mall, nandito po tayo dahil nagsa-celebrate tayo ng 120th anniversary ng Philippine Independence. Siya, ang Bayanihan Phil-Am Foundation, ang nag-organize ng community with the partners. Kasama po natin dito yung mga leaders na Pilipino ng community. And we had a very, very festive whole day. Meron dyan mga display of talent. Ang dami mga talented Filipinos, Philippines. Pang-8 taon na namin itong bayanihan pag-raise ng Philippine flag po sa June 12. Pero itong fiesta, ang ginagawa natin, June 12 mismo, tinataas natin ang Philippine flag.
Saan ito gagawin?
Sa City Hall ng San Jose. Taon-taon ho yan.
And who are expected to attend?
Wow! Congressmen, senators, representatives, they break the council meeting. Kasi Tuesdays, yan ang council day. Pero, titigil po na sila, 1.5 oras, lalabas sila sa flagpole. Ang ating pong taga-taas ng bandila, puro mga Philippine-American veterans. Mga galing sa Iraq, Vietnam War, World War II, meron pa rin po. So they are the ones who are assigned to raise the US flag and the Philippine flag.
O nag-outreach po kami sa mga Filipinos, sa mga vendors na gusto makilala ng kanilang mga business para naman po makatulong sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino. Lalo po nagiging active sila ngayon dahil nakikita nila yung progress every year habang tumatagal, dumadami ng ating mga members. We expect for them to join, especially po, ako rin po ang nagre-represent ng Pag-ibig Fund dito, and so we hope for them to be here that day para maipakita sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino ang naitutulong ng Consular.
The Philippine Independence Celebration has always been big here in Silicon Valley, primarily here in the city of San Jose. And today, we are witnesses of how grand the celebrations are. And here in Northern California, celebrations are being held in San Francisco, in Vallejo, and some other cities that has very wide Filipino presence. So we are live here in the city of San Jose, in East Ridge Mall, celebrating the 120th anniversary of the Philippine Independence Day. I am Don Orozco for EBC News, and I am one with 25.
Philippine Ambassador to the UAE, His Excellency Constancio Vino Jr., together with embassy officials, led the opening of the Kalayaan 2018 Ambassadors Cup. Reporting from the Abu Dhabi capital of UAE, here's Christine Ana Martino.
Event catering to the Filipinos here in UAE, particularly in capital city of Abu Dhabi, has been attended by our countrymen. The Bayanihan 2018 celebration of the 120th Philippine independence. Abu Dhabi, UAE,
The Filipino community in Abu Dhabi participated here at Emirates Heritage to showcase the talents of Filipino culture when it comes to sports like basketball from Women and Men's Divisions League. This year's theme is all about Kalayaan 2018, pagbabagong pinaglalaban alay sa masaganang kinabukasan. The event said was led by different organization, committee council, vice president, and chair of the Philippines Independence Day celebrations. Organizing committee Ronald Priscilla explains that the team is linked to the progress and accomplishments that the Philippines is currently experiencing under the Duterte administration. Every Filipino had a wonderful experience from having these sports activities like basketball, beauty pageant, and many more. With the help of our embassy officials led by no other than Ambassador Mr. Constancio Vigno Jr., the Kalayaan Ambassadors Cup 2018 120th Independence Day celebration was perfectly open and announced to the public for the whole month of June.
Ang mga Filipinos dito ay nagkakaisa. This is not only about the sportsmanship, itong basketball tournament na to. It is all about camaraderie, friendship, and being a true Filipino. Yun lang po ang aking mensahe sa ating mga kababayan dito.
Today also marked the last day of our Philippine Ambassador, Mr. Vigno Jr., Philippine envoy to the UAE, as he flies back to Manila, but giving his full support to our countrymen as he still managed to attend and serve.
From Abu Dhabi, UAE, I'm Christina Martino.
And I'm Belinda de Guzman.
And we are one with 25.
Meanwhile, the Philippine Embassy in the U.S. offered consular services and free seminars on Independence Day. Rose Papa Angeles reports from Washington, D.C.
The Philippine Embassy is open for consular services, and also to add to that, there's a free seminar for all the government programs. Joining us today in the Eagle News is Ms. Daryl Artades, one of the Vice Consul here in the Philippine Embassy, Washington, D.C. Hello, Ms. Daryl. Could you tell us the difference of how you are celebrating Independence Day today compared to the other ones that you've had before?
Well, this is the first time that we've set a separate date on a weekend, and just open our doors to offer services to our fellow Filipinos who are not usually able to go to the embassy during workday. So this is the first time actually that we did this.
Which is very useful, Paul. Also, could you give us a glimpse of what are we expecting today to see for our fellow kababayans, and what are the booths that's here to answer all the queries or questions that they may have?
Well, definitely the consular services, the passporting, overseas voter registration, civil registration, and also the legalization of documents. So all of these services that we normally offer on weekdays are also open to accept applications and to process them.
So any Filipinos, Pag-ibig Fund is open sa lahat ng Filipino who's working abroad, regardless of their immigration status. Basta former Filipino. Meaning, for Filipino and then they switch to US citizen, pwede pa rin kasi former Filipino. Okay. So membership is free. All they have to do is fill up an application form, and then the contribution, the savings is also voluntary. So voluntary meaning it's up to them kung magkano gusto nilang i-save, and it will earn interest. Aside from savings, we also offer housing loans. So being a member, one of the benefits is to borrow money from the fund to buy property in the Philippines.
Yeah. So the SS pension pot that you're talking about, is that for just Filipino residents, or?
Every Filipino who will be qualified for the benefit. Those people are Philippine SSS members who are already here, who are vested with the requirement, like have paid at least 10 years of SS contributions in the Philippines. Even though they're here already, they can still file for the benefit and be a pensioner of the Philippine SSS.
Mm-hmm. But how about for the ones that's a resident here? Is that something that they can apply for?
Yeah, if they were born as Filipinos, and then if they want to be a member of the Philippine SS, or if they have their membership before, they can still pay again and continue paying until they qualify, so that when they turn 60 or they're old, they can still file for the benefit.
7 years working here, but I'm already a member of 15 years member of Pag-ibig, so I hope so. Na may mga program para po sa mga OFW na
we hope that we could give them an idea of what Polo is all about, what the services are, and which services they can avail of as overseas Filipino workers.
Can you give us an overview po of what really is the OWWA for, the OWA is for?
The OWA is Overseas Welfare Administration. It basically talks about how we could provide services, social and other kinds of services to our overseas workers in the form of financial, psychological, and other support services. No? Basically, tinitingnan kung ano yung pwede nating mabigay na serbisyo sa overseas workers. Dahil mas mahirap yung buhay ng ating overseas workers, diba? Hindi naman natin sinasabi na hindi naghihirap yung ating Pilipino sa ating bansa, pero doble ang hirap ng ating overseas Filipino workers. Kasi nga, una, nahihiwalay sila sa kanilang pamilya. They're uprooted from their communities, so they have to cope with certain cultural difficulties, no? At syempre, iba din yung standards.
With our fellow kababayans here, benefiting for the program that the Philippine Embassy is giving to all of us, or to all our kababayans. I'm Rose Papa Angeles, EBC Bureau of Washington, D.C., reporting live, and I'm always one with 25.
Thank you, Rose. Eagle News International will be right back.
Introducing Regent Potato Crackers. Thin in size, big on flavor. Available in 4 flavors: seaweed, cheese, onion cheese, and French garlic. Get yours now. Available in all leading supermarkets by Regent.
Health is our most important asset, and it should always be a constant effort to seek ways to take care of it. That includes professional medical help from the best available. The Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated is known as one of the most specialized centers in medical services, backed by several experienced physicians in Chinese medicine. At an accuracy rate of 98%, countless patients who visited Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated have already been treated and cured.
Marami po ospital na napuntahan, pero wala ring nangyayari. Somebody introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated. After 2 treatments, gumanda ang pakiramdam ko.
My friends introduced me Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, and luckily, I got cured. So I sincerely want to thank the doctors of Manila-Beijing Medical Associated.
For the past 30 years, ang dami ko nang na-take na mga gamot. Nothing happened to me. So until one my friend introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, you know what? All my illness was cured.
For any health problems or incurable diseases, you can visit Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated, located at 843B Sabino Padilla Street, Binondo, Manila. Is our most important asset, and it should always be a constant effort to seek ways to take care of it. That includes professional medical help from the best available. The Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated is known as one of the most specialized centers in medical services, backed by several experienced physicians in Chinese medicine. At an accuracy rate of 98%, countless patients who visited Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated have already been treated and cured.
Marami po ospital na napuntahan, pero wala ring nangyayari. Somebody introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated. After 2 treatments, gumanda ang pakiramdam ko.
My friends introduced me Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, and luckily, I got cured. So I sincerely want to thank the doctors of Manila-Beijing Medical Associated.
For the past 30 years, ang dami ko nang na-take na mga gamot. Nothing happened to me. So until one my friend introduced me to Manila-Beijing Medical Associated, you know what? All my illness was cured.
For any health problems or incurable diseases, you can visit Manila-Beijing Medical Associated Incorporated, located at 843B Sabino Padilla Street, Binondo, Manila.
The worldwide walk to fight poverty didn't stop at the finish line. Now the beneficiaries of that walk will soon start receiving the benefits through the worldwide aid to fight poverty, another global project of the Church of Christ. From the year 2012 to 2018, the Church of Christ now holds 20 or has broken 24 Guinness World Records.
The fourth record title was for the largest charity walk run in multiple venues, which is 773,136. Accepting on behalf is the General Auditor Iglesia Ni Cristo, Minister Glicerio Santos Jr.
Now this after the Guinness World Records, adjudicator Paulina Sapinska formally announced the fourth and newest Guinness record, the largest charity walk in multiple venues in the latest worldwide walk to fight poverty of the Iglesia Ni Cristo that was held last May 6 at Rojas Boulevard and around the world. Official count was 773,136 participants. Before this, the Iglesia Ni Cristo has bagged 3 other world records, namely largest human sentence with 22,000 or 23,235 participants, largest picture mosaic formed by people, plus the largest charity walk in a single venue. Now, even before these 4 new Guinness World Records, the Church of Christ already bagged 20 other world records.
Nakabit natin sa Guinness World Record, 24 na. 24 certificate. Na sabi nga ng iba, yun lang pagkakaroon natin ng 24 certificate, record na yun eh. Wala pa yata nakakakuha ng ganyang karami. Kaya yun ang sinabi ko kanina, yan lahat ng yan ay tagumpay na iglesia na binabalik natin lahat yan sa Diyos ang kapurihan.
Meanwhile, the Guinness World Records adjudicator said there was a delay in the announcement because they had to verify numbers and facts from all over the world. There were more than 300 sites across 18 time zones simultaneously hosting the participants.
Yeah, it's a really large number. It's really difficult to coordinate so many people around the world. So that's why we could only announce the record title now. But also, it took a lot of work from Iglesia Ni Cristo overall, a lot of paperwork as well. So they had people on site at all of the locations. There's actually 10 adjudicators involved around the world on this one record attempt. So
this worldwide walk is for the benefit of the less fortunate and selected communities, especially in Africa, where poverty is the principal cause of hunger. Brother Glicerio Santos Jr., General Auditor of the Iglesia Ni Cristo, said that next week, the Church of Christ will hold a worldwide aid to fight poverty in Malawi and Kibera, Kenya in Africa.
Ang una natin gagawin para magkaroon ng beneficiary yung ating worldwide walk ay sa Africa. Ang totoo, kaya tayo nagkaroon ng worldwide walk ay para tulungan ang mga Afrikano na yun talagang larawan ng kahirapan. Kumayawan Diyos, siguro sa isang linggo ay 2 bansa ang aming pupuntahan, yung Malawi at saka yung Kibera sa Kenya, na doon kami magsasagawa ng malalaking lingap, siguro mga 25,000 each. At ang susunod noon ay ang Maynila naman. Dahil sa hindi natin maitatatuan ang Maynila, larawan din ng kahirapan. Kaya sa Maynila, sa July 50 naman, magsasagawa ng sabay-sabay ng Metro Manila, magsasagawa ng lingap sa mamamayan, siguro mga around 150,000 na ang ating tutulungan para ipakita natin sa mga tao na totohanan ang iglesia. Yung ginawa nating worldwide walk, hindi lang naman yung mga lingap, kundi marami tayong binibigay ng mga trabaho, pabahay sa tao para ipakita natin yung sinasabi ng Diyos, yung tunay na pag-ibig sa kapwa. At gaya nga ng panawagan natin lagi na hindi lamang tayong dapat magsagawa nito. Yun ay tungkulin ng lahat ng tao, lalo na yung mga may kakayahan na tumulong. Inanyayahan natin, magtulong-tulong tayo. Sapagkat ngayon ang napakalala ng kahirapan. Napakarami nating kababayan, napakarami nating mga kapwa-tao na totoong nagdaranas ng hirap sa buhay.
Aside from Africa, the Iglesia ni Cristo is also scheduled to help less fortunate people in India. One of the plans is to set up an eco-farming site to help them support themselves.
Magtatayo din tayo ng eco-farming doon sa India. Isa yan sa napakahirap na mga tao. Kaya awa ng Diyos, gaya na sabi natin, ito ay lahat ay gawa ng ating Panginoon Diyos. Mga kasangkapan lang tayo ng Diyos para ipadama sa tao yung napakahalagang utos niya na ibigin natin ang kapwa-tao.
This endeavor of the Church of Christ and its administration continue to help the poor and the unemployed, not only by providing them a source of income, but most of all, introducing them to the importance of services to God.
Ang eco-farming ay inibig ng pamamahala na siyang nating gawing bilang paglaban sa kahirapan sapagkat dito sa Pilipinas ay nalimutan ng tao ang pagsasaka, paghahalaman. Na yung pa naman ang kailangan dito sa Pilipinas sapagkat agricultural country tayo eh. At maging ang mga inaasahan nating mga tao na sanay siyang magpursige o manguna para ang mga agrikultura ay gawin din sa Pilipinas, siya pa namang nalimutan nila. Kaya sabi ng kapatiwagang nalo, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay magkakaroon ng eco-farming sapagkat naniniwala siya ng eco-farming ang pagsasaka ang sagot sa kahirapan. Kaya sa iba't ibang bansa, ganyan din naman ginagawa.
And with that, we end tonight's program. That's it for tonight's broadcast. I'm Alma Angeles, always one with 25. Good night.